All right, continuing on. Old British cabbies. Lots more great architecture. Right before it gets crazy congested up the road here. Give you some idea. The inn on the mile. Everything, not everything, most things here are entitled something or other on the mile. Whether it's a restaurant or a bank or you name it. Somebody selling something, it's on the mile. All right. Bella Italia. I guess I'm just getting him from the wrong angle. If you turn off the Royal Mile onto Cockburn Street, I don't know if you can read that. There's a cute little side road here that'll take you down for some various other shops. More beautiful architecture. That one under restoration. And a place like the Scotsman's Lounge. The Milkman. Flesh Market Close. And I'll get us back on track in just a minute. I just thought you might want to see this. This kind of thing runs around. It's a pretty well laid out city, but it's got a few side streets where I guess they didn't think it was going to get much bigger than it did, and it did. All right, a little further up, St. Giles Cathedral. Everybody likes the cathedral, as we've seen. The sounds you're hearing are from like a juggling act. A lot of folks, a lot of entertainers fill part of the street here because it's largely devoted to pedestrians, which makes a lot of sense because there's not that much room. So it comes to an end right up here with this beautiful cathedral, in front of which stands a statue to the great Adam Smith. That is, for those of you, whether you're in philosophy or economics, it's a guy who started out. It doesn't seem like it'd be suitable for him to be in front of a cathedral, but he was a moral philosopher. This guy was, his concern, he wrote a thing called the Theory of Moral Sentiments. And his concern was with human behavior. What causes us to do one thing rather than another, good rather than bad, or vice versa. And so, like Thomas Hobbes, who was trying to sort of get a physical or mechanical approach to human action, this guy ends up spelling out what he calls our natural propensity to truck and barter. We like to do what we can to make things better for ourselves, and if I can bake 30 loaves of bread, since maybe I'm good at that, and sell the majority of them, keeping the few I need to support myself and family, can sell them to you, and you can sell in turn to me the shoes you're good at making or the crops you're good at growing. So it's great that they have this erected to them. Scotland has got a lot of great thinkers in its history. This is a statue on the other side of the cathedral is to a man named Scott. It's not the Walter Scott from before, but it's a duke, and it made me think to mention sort of the British fascination with monarchy in an age when most people are going democratic. In Britain, we still have this notion of kings and queens. They have them in other countries as well, and everyone says they're just figureheads. And by the way, that couple just walked up to look at the engraving on the statue. These people are all taking pictures of the woman whose picture is getting drawn. So I have to move. Italians talk a lot. So I'm going to move over here. We love him for it. Don't get me wrong. Just cut his mic. So, but the Australians and the Canadians are still tied to the British monarchy, and they see no problem with it. And so I guess there's no reason for anyone else to. But the one nation that seemed to, again, I'm not crazy about nations, that seemed to get away from it most completely was the United States. So take that for what it's worth, and we'll head on up the Royal Mile. I mentioned a minute ago that Scotland had a lot of great thinkers in its history, and it depends on what you value and so on, who you consider one of the greats. But right up here is a statue to a man named David Hume. Most people have never heard of Hume if you're not Scottish. And there's a bit of good luck, allegedly, in touching this toe. If you'll notice, the toe looks the way the rest of the statue would have at one point. So you go up here and touch this, and that's good luck. And if that works, great. Hume would have thought it was ridiculous. It's one of the reasons Hume was such a great character. Anywho, without going into a big lesson about that, let's continue on. Right up that way. All right, this is interesting. I just located a beautiful church right here on the Royal Mile, and I didn't see it on my map, and I wasn't sure of its name. So I asked some local folks, and they were well aware of its existence, but they had no idea what it was called. So when you're here, Google it. And there's a small offshoot called Milne's Court, spelled the way A.A. Milne spelled his name, and I have no idea of the history of Milne, but there's a beautiful view across the way. Take a moment to come out here. So another quick aside, and it's back to the Royal Mile. All right. You get up here to about Ramsay Lane, you'll have reached more or less the end of the Royal Mile with an announcement saying welcome to Edinburgh Castle. Lots of tourists. Edinburgh Castle off in the distance. The sensation of being a fish swimming upstream. And then once you get here, you'll be greeted by people who will want a ticket from you, else you shall go no further. But that doesn't count for us. We have a special dispensation to go through here, all the way to the castle itself. British flag flying at the top. Oh, Britannia, all that kind of stuff. One of the greatest empire in the world at one point. Now not so much. This thing about empires, they don't last. And people fight for them and die for them and all that mess. Sad but true. But once you get here, you have reached your destination. I said the other day, Che Guevara said, there are a lot of ways of finishing. That is, lots of destinations, and so lots of different means of getting there. Here, the means kind of fixed. You walk straight up that road. You don't have to walk the whole thing if you're not feeling like walking a mile. Mostly uphill, but it's certainly enjoyable. And if I I can get around here. And we get right up to the entrance. Was what had formerly been a moat. Empty now. Oh, hang on a minute. And there you have it. Interesting to think we're on a volcano right now. Dormant or not? Idea no one knew that was the case at the time. I mean, you might guess it now. But in those days, there was just no conception that the Earth was as old as it is, that the famous British people that would figure all that stuff out were still to come. So let's put a castle on here because it'd be a really hard thing to climb.